Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome back to the channel. If you bleed silver and blue, then you already know that the offseason is one of the most exciting and nerve-wracking times of the year. It's that unpredictable stretch between the final whistle of the playoffs and the opening kickoff of a new season where everything is possible. Every rumor, every cryptic interview, every leaked report becomes fuel for speculation. And right now, we've got some major buzz brewing in Dallas, talks of trades, whispers of blockbuster moves, and the kind of front office hints that send the rumor mill into overdrive. So buckle up, Cowboys fans, because today we're going deep into everything that's lighting up the off-season chatter. And trust me, some of this news could send shockwaves not only through Cowboys Nation, but across the entire NFL landscape. The name at the center of all this? Stephen Jones. That's right, Stephen, not Jerry, although the elder Jones is still very much in control. Stephen Jones, the Cowboys Executive Vice President, CEO, and Director of Player Personnel, has increasingly become the brains behind many of the team's football decisions. His role isn't just ceremonial, it's strategic, and in recent years, he's been a key voice in shaping this team's direction. When Stephen speaks, smart fans listen. And recently, during a press conference, he made some comments that have had analysts, insiders, and fans all asking the same question: are the Cowboys preparing for a massive move? Now, before we dive into the potential trade targets, let's unpack Stephen's comments. He didn't drop names. He didn't point fingers. But what he said was telling. We always look for opportunities to get better, whether it's through the draft, free agency, or possibly even a trade. That's the kind of vague, open-ended statement that sets off alarm bells in NFL circles. Why? Because executives don't mention trades without purpose. That kind of language isn't tossed around lightly, especially not in Dallas, where every word from the Jones family is scrutinized and interpreted 100 different ways. This isn't just lip service. This feels different. The Cowboys are in a unique position. They're not rebuilding. They're not starting over. This is a team that has consistently been good but not great. Year after year, they finish with a strong regular season record, only to fall short when it matters most. Whether it's early playoff exits, untimely injuries, or simply running into a hotter team, the Cowboys have lacked that killer instinct. And Stephen's tone made it clear they know it. They know that something has to change if they want to be more than just a good team. They want to be a championship team. They want to be elite. And that could mean a shakeup is coming, possibly at one of the most important positions on the field. Let's start with quarterback, the most talked about and often the most polarizing position in football. Dak Prescott. He's been the face of the franchise for several years now, and there's no denying he's a leader in the locker room and a force on the field. But let's be honest, Cowboys Nation, Dak has also been a source of frustration. There are games where he looks like one of the best quarterbacks in the league, confident, poised, accurate, and dangerous. And then, there are those other games. The ones where his decision-making falters, his timing is off, and the turnovers come at the worst possible times. And those games? They usually happen in the postseason. That's where the criticism grows the loudest. It's not all on Dak. The offensive line hasn't been as dominant as it once was. Injuries have taken their toll. The receiving core has been inconsistent at times. But in today's NFL, teams live and die by their quarterback. That's why the chatter around the possibility of the Cowboys making a move at the QB position is getting louder. It's not necessarily about giving up on Dak, it's about the pursuit of excellence. The front office knows that time is ticking. They have a championship-caliber defense right now. They have playmakers. What they need is the kind of quarterback play that can put them over the top. So, who could they be targeting? Let's run through some of the names that have been floating around. Now, one name that always sparks headlines: Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he's under contract with the Jets, but his name has a way of entering trade conversations no matter where he's playing. Rodgers had a rocky end to his Packers career, then headed to New York only to suffer a season-ending injury in Week 1. His future remains uncertain, and while it's a long shot, there's always the possibility that if things unravel in New York, a team like Dallas could come knocking. It would be expensive. It would be dramatic. But imagine the pairing Rodgers with the Cowboys defense, Rodgers with CeeDee Lamb and a healthy offensive line. That's the kind of move that would instantly catapult the Cowboys into Super Bowl contention. Then there's the possibility of targeting younger talent. Let's talk Justin Fields. The Bears are reportedly open to moving on from Fields and starting fresh with a new quarterback. Fields is electric. He's dynamic. He's raw, sure, but he's got game-changing ability. The question is, would the Cowboys be willing to take that risk? It would mean giving up on the consistency of Dak for the upside of Fields. It's a gamble, but in the right system, Fields could thrive. And what about Trey Lance? Remember him? The 49ers mortgaged their future to draft him just a few years ago, but now they seem fully committed to Brock Purdy. Lance is still young, still learning, but his ceiling is high. He's athletic, smart, and might just need a fresh start in a new environment to unlock his full potential. Dallas could be that place. They have the infrastructure. They have the coaches. They have the locker room leadership. Lance could come in, learn behind Dak for a season, and potentially take over if things don't improve. But quarterback isn't the only position where the Cowboys could make a splash. Wide receiver is another area where Dallas could go from good to great. CeeDee Lamb has emerged as one of the top receivers in the league. His route running, his hands, his playmaking ability, it's all elite. But he needs help. The Cowboys need someone who can stretch the field, who can command double coverage, who can keep defenses honest. Enter Tyreek Hill. Now let's just take a second to imagine this. Tyreek Hill in a Cowboys uniform. The cheetah lining up opposite CeeDee Lamb. That kind of speed and explosiveness would give defensive coordinators nightmares. Hill is more than just fast, he's a technician. He understands leverage. He's deadly in open space. And in a Mike McCarthy offense that's built on timing and rhythm, Hill could be the missing puzzle piece. Of course, acquiring Tyreek Hill wouldn't be easy. The Dolphins would want significant compensation, likely a first-round pick and more. Plus, there's the salary cap to consider. Hill is one of the highest-paid receivers in football, and fitting him under the cap would take some creative accounting. But if the Cowboys believe their window to win is now, then it might be a price worth paying. It's the kind of aggressive move that championship teams make. But wait, there's more. Because there's another superstar whose name keeps popping up in trade rumors, Christian McCaffrey. The 49ers running back is a game changer. When healthy, he's the best all-purpose back in the NFL. He can run between the tackles. He can catch passes out of the backfield. He can line up in the slot. He's a nightmare to defend. And in a two-back system alongside Tony Pollard? Forget about it. That's offensive fireworks. McCaffrey brings an element of versatility that few players can match. Defenses would be stretched thin trying to account for him and Lamb and Hill if the Cowboys were to somehow swing multiple deals. But even just adding McCaffrey alone would give Dallas an entirely new dimension. Yes, there are injury concerns. And yes, the trade costs would be steep. But like Hill, McCaffrey represents the kind of bold, aggressive move that could elevate the Cowboys to championship status. So what's the strategy here? Are the Cowboys looking to make a win-now push, or are they still building for the future? That's the question that has everyone guessing. On one hand, they've got a defense led by Micah Parsons that's among the best in the league. They've got offensive linemen like Zach Martin still playing at a high level. They've got stars. But they also have questions. And Stephen Jones' comments suggest they're willing to answer those questions not just with words, but with action. There's a sense of urgency in Dallas that hasn't been this palpable in years. The clock is ticking. The NFC isn't as loaded as it once was. The Eagles look strong, but beatable. The 49ers are always dangerous, but not unbeatable. There's an opportunity here. A real one. And the Cowboys know it. That's why the rumors matter. That's why the speculation is so intense. Because this isn't just another offseason. This could be the offseason, the one that changes everything. So what's next? Well, that's where things get really interesting. The NFL draft is right around the corner. Free agency is still in play. And trades? Trades can happen at any time. The Cowboys are keeping their cards close to the vest. But make no mistake, something is brewing in Big D. Whether it's a quarterback swap, a blockbuster receiver acquisition, or a game-changing move at running back, this front office is preparing to strike. And you Cowboys Nation, you deserve to know everything that's going down. That's why we're here. To break it all down. To connect the dots. To give you the inside scoop on everything Cowboys related. So now we turn it over to you. What do you think? Is it time for the Cowboys to move on from Dak? Should they go all in on Tyreek Hill? Would you love to see McCaffrey in the backfield? Or is there another name out there that you believe could be the answer? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'll be reading, replying, and maybe even featuring your takes in a future video. Thanks for riding with us today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Cowboys rumors, smash that like button to show your support. Subscribe if you haven't already, we've got tons of content coming all off-season long. And don't forget to turn on those notifications so you never miss an update. This is Cowboys Nation. This is your team. This is your channel. And the best is yet to come.